Let's make things clear. Conscious motion is for people who think. And most people live in the detriment of an animal mentality. Manipulation is based off being cunning. If you're an animal, you have to be cunning so you can get your prey because you're going to plan to take something. Whether that's taking something for granted, whether that's taking something from somebody, whether that's impressioning fear or manipulation towards the value of someone's growth, these are still animalistic values. And being in a human body, you're supposed to be able to think humanistic, civil, logical, more in the growth of the outlook of humanity. People who solidify their emotions and their thoughts off animalistic values, it shows the lack of spiritual connection and DNA capability. Moreover than that, if you are able to be enticed by these individual people, it speaks to your capabilities and the way or how you're capable of being able to be seen or what you see. This is not to say that something can't just walk up on you and oppose itself, but you should feel it. You should feel there's an indifference. And when there's an indifference, shift your energy all the time. They will feel the shift. You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately, the shift will take place against the value of contrast. Contrast is a reality. So the more something is opposing to your natural way of things, no matter what direction is coming, your energy stand in that is going to develop the contrastal aspect outside of you. How do other people know that this is a negative value? By listening. Especially when you have nothing particularly in common or in conversation against or towards the circumstance. It's just the value of being right. So this is what? Intention. This speaks to that value. And then, you have people who always want to point out certain things to say, well, ultimately, it has to be this. Every science that existed on the planet of Earth was ours. Every science. There's not a science that someone can speak, even in their tongue today, feeling that they're accomplished or valued, that they feel they discovered anything. Everything here has already been here. They might take time to bring it out because they can't correlate it or conversate it in a way to where it seems more like theirs. It'll sound like somebody did it for you. You know what I'm saying? And they have to master it so they can have a farther outlook opposed to just saying that they discovered something. You're not going to get funding for that. So ultimately, the depths of how knowledge is even played out, there's a retrospect of knowing how it actually works. It's the comfortability value. I don't care what I ever say. You're going to always hear what I say in other people's ways of thinking. I come from the first beings on this earth. My DNA has existed for a long time. And a lot of us has the same capability. But knowing the separate value of where this energy comes from and how it's able to transmute through you, that's cable cords. That's knowing you connected. Ultimately, the energy always plays the role. It shows you by its flow of things, the innate and the detriment. Naturally, we think having judgment towards outside values of ourselves are actually fortuitous when in fact you are naturally playing the weaker role of the lesser energy needing to block or divide a pretense. Doesn't matter what color you are. This is what manipulation does. An animal has to divide the flock in order to get to attack something smaller or weaker, or what they think they can. So this is how manipulation also plays a part within humanity. They manipulate the value to attack the weaker aspects. I ain't gonna hold you though. NAGA.